Zipper rolls out to the right, pitches off to Taylor, and Taylor's to the 20, down to the 15, down to 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown, Billy Taylor! Touchdown, Billy Taylor! Billy Taylor scored a touchdown from 21 yards out. The crowd goes berserk. It was November 22nd, 1969. That they came to Barry, Michigan, all dressed in maize and blue. The words were said, the prayers were read, and everybody cried. But when they closed the coffin, there was someone else inside. Oh, they came to Barry, Michigan, but Michigan wasn't dead. And when the game was over, it was someone else instead. 11 Michigan Wolverines put on the gloves of gray, and as the organ played the victors, they laid Woody Hayes away. Under center is Wangler at the 45. He goes back. He's looking for a receiver. He throws downfield to Carter. Who's got it better than us? Nobody!
Welcome to the Michigan Man Podcast on Wolverine Sports Radio, a member of the V Sporto Network, and in partnership with SB Nation's Maize and Brew, for Wolverine fans from coast to coast. Go Blue, and welcome to our Michigan Game Day show for Michigan State Week. I'm your host, Mike Fitzpatrick. Joining us in just a few minutes will be former Michigan All American and great Jamie Morris with his thoughts on Team 145 and Saturday night's big game. First, let's get started with my view from Section 17. We didn't get our Spartan Visitors edition up this week because I came down with a cold last weekend and had no voice until today, but it's starting to come back. So sorry about that. We'll be back with our regular 2 shows for Oregon next week. I think by now we're all tired of hearing this week is a pivotal game for Michigan. But once again, it is. It's hard to imagine our offense being any worse than it was last week. What's frustrating is that you can't point your finger at just one phase of the game and say, if we fix this, things will come together. There are so many things wrong right now. As Jamie Morris said over and over in our interview today, this is a new staff and a new team. Sure, there are holdovers from last year who are proven players. They are on the defensive side of the ball for the most part and playing pretty darn well. On offense, that is not the case. A patchwork offensive line, shaky play calling, the quarterback situation, turnovers. It's been a total mess. I don't know how you fix it, but I'm with Jamie. It's week 8. What do we do best? We run the football. Everything stems from that phase of the game for this Michigan team. Yes, Jack is going to have to hit some receivers to maximize the running game, but that is our best bet. We need to give Khalil the ball early and often. Maybe use Donovan more in the passing game and get into a rhythm early on Saturday. That's easier said than done, but our game plan has to be do what we do best and play from ahead. We cannot come from behind, I don't even think, against the Spartans. That's just the reality of where we are right now. Jamie says he sees a team right now that is playing very tight and has no confidence, afraid to make mistakes, especially on offense. As he said, that can cripple a team, any team. His hope is that the coaching staff is able to make these kids realize it's not last year. This is your team. It's a new year. And just go out and play football. Have fun. Turn it loose. Jamie said it's up to Sharon and his staff to put together a game plan that his team believes in and they can execute. Up next is former All-American and Michigan great Jamie Morris. So stay with us. With us today is Michigan great Jamie Morris, who also hosts the M Zone on WTKA Ann Arbor, weekdays 3 to 6 p.m.
Great to have you back with us, Jamie.
Always good to be back, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Well, Jamie, I don't know about you, but I did not see us being 4-3 heading into this weekend when the season started. I suppose I was like, a lot of the fans, overly optimistic. Has this been so far a surprise for you?
Yes and no. Like everyone else, I got caught up into the whole. In the early part of the season. This is going to be that this team could make the playoffs. That this team could play in the new Big Ten. But after the first game, and after what I saw, I had to go back and make some readjustments and look at it differently. This is not the same team. It's not the same coaching staff. It's not the same offensive line. It's not the same defensive line. I mean, if you think about it, Mike, out of the 22 starters that started last year, 18 are gone.
Yeah.
18 are gone. So this is all of those guys that the leaders, the big time players, the guys that made the big time plays. And I had to look around and who was going to make those big time plays on this current team. Now we have some guys that can make plays, but we weren't sure about our quarterback, and we didn't go into the portal to get a quarterback. I was a little shocked about that, but you know what? I gave them the benefit of the doubt. Again, remembering that this is not the same coaching staff,
right?
And knowing that Jerome is not going to be being the play caller. Jerome is going to be the head coach. So he's got a different job. We have a young offensive line coach. I like him a lot, but it's going to take its time for him to get into this. And we put a patchwork of offensive line together, and nothing against that. But these guys were plug and play kind of guys. They were the guys that when we got starters hurt, they would come in and play, and they haven't transferred over. So a long answer to your question, Mike, I think this team is right where it is now. I am surprised about the Washington loss. I picked Washington as a win for this team. Actually, they should have won that game at Washington. They should have won that game last week against Illinois. I mean, you saw the Michigan defense.
Oh, yeah.
The Michigan defense played well enough for this team to win. We just can't get it started on offense yet.
Well, I listened to Sharon's radio show on Monday night, and he didn't actually say who the starter would be this week for the big Michigan State game, but Jack Tuttle might be the guy. He sort of alluded to that. Do you think Jack is still the best bet right now, given what you've seen from all of the three guys?
I think he's the best option. I saw when we had an opportunity to see him against Washington. Now, the Washington situation was different. He thought he may get some playing time, but he didn't know if he was going to get some playing time, depending upon what Alex Orji was going to do or what would transpire in Washington. But he got in. He performed really well at a high level, being thrown into the game. So the coaches thought they had something. And then I figured, and look, as I said, this is not the same coaching staff, and they came out with a different plan. I thought they would come out and try to run the ball, establish the run with Kalel Mullings and Donovan Edwards. When I saw Donovan Edwards starting the game, I'm like, oh, we're going to pass. Now, I thought we were going to do maybe a little swing pass to give Jack some confidence in throwing the ball. We went deep, and you saw Amari Walker running game speed. Now, that's game speed. Usually, I'm sure that play worked in practice because they're not at game speed in practice. Mm-hmm. But Amari Walker turned it on, and Jack was six yards short of the throw. Now, nothing against him, because you want to give that arm a chance to warm up, right, and get it ready before you put that long pass on him. Look, and I guess the coaches wanted to hit him with a big play right away. I have nothing against that, but to me, I believe in getting your quarterback his first start of the season, getting him some confidence throws where he feels confident about the game, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it just seemed like those first two series, those are usually the series that the offensive coordinator scripts. You get your best plays out there and you see what works, what doesn't work, but there was just no continuity in those first two drives, was there?
No, there wasn't. But again, you got a young offensive coordinator who I think he's feeling the pressure too. I think he's feeling the pressure. I think he's putting some of the onus on himself. We got to make this game plan work. We got the right quarterback. He's convincing himself that, and you know what? He does have the right quarterback play. It was just not the right option that you or I would have done. Look, we talk about smash ball. Let's play smash ball. This is what we do best. Khalil Mullings has done that very well since the USC game. I mean, let's keep playing it. Donovan's gotten a lot better. Donovan's playing smash ball. I mean, let's play to our favor, and our defense was doing their job. I think it could have been a different outcome. We lost the game. We let that Washington game help us lose 2 games, if that makes sense.
It does.
So I think we just need to organize, get together. Everybody's got to get behind Jack Tuttle because he is the guy. And, you know, I listened to that Jerome Moore audio, and it sounded like we're going with Jack. So I like what he's doing. He's doing a little gamesmanship maybe with Michigan State. Hey, we got 3 quarterbacks, and we're going to do this and do this. That's awesome, and that's great. And they will Michigan State, and if I know Coach Smith, he'll be ready for all three quarterbacks, but in his mind, he's probably getting ready for Jack Tuttle.
Well, in our fan base, you know how that is from all of your years around this program.
Yes,
they've seen the 3 guys that we've trotted out there this year. So this week, and you sort of knew this was coming, a segment of that fan base is screaming for Jaden Davis. There's just no way he's ready yet, is there?
No, he's not ready yet. I'm sorry. There is that young man needs to remain where he is. Be calm. Look, you got to trust what the coaches are doing. Again, I reiterate to everyone that this is a new coaching staff. I know what you're thinking about. Jerome Moore is a great coach. He'll be a great head coach. These are the trials and tribulations of being a new coach, even though it's not a new thing for Jerome Moore because he was an interim coach and everybody, but these aren't the same players. This is a different team. Team 145 is totally different from Team 144.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that, and I think it's sort of dawning on everyone that maybe was overly optimistic in August that is the case. Now, last Saturday against Illinois, though, Jamie, I think everyone had to be frustrated watching that game because I thought, like you, scripting those first few series were going to get in a rhythm, and we did the opposite. And I wanted a steady diet of Khalil Mullings, as you just mentioned a minute or two ago. Shouldn't he be moving forward, getting 20, 25 carries a game?
Agree. Totally agree. I think he should be. They should go straight, give a good dose of Khalil Mullings all the time. And you're right, he should carry the ball, if not 20, 25 times. And you can if you like to give him a breather, let Donovan play. Benjamin Hall can get in and play. There's all kinds of running backs we do have that we can get into play. But you should get a steady dose of the Michigan running game. The easiest blocking for the offensive line is run blocking. So you want to run block, but you know they're going to load up and they're going to try to stop the run because that's what Michigan likes to do, and it's easier for the offensive line. We've got to pass the ball. And I said Jack Taylor should be the starter. He should be the starter, and the coaches have got to build his confidence.
Yes.
This young man hasn't played football for a year and a half. A year and a half, he hadn't played, he hadn't gotten hit, he hadn't, everybody's worried about the turnovers and the different things like that. It takes time to get used to getting hit again if you have not been hit. in a year and a half. And I know that everybody, they want this to happen, and he'll come around. He understands. You in his interviews, you hear it. You hear the pain in his heart that, I can't turn the ball. I can't turn the ball over. And, just like Donovan Edwards, I can't turn the ball over. You can't. The ball is more important than you. You've got to remember that. You can't do that. Those things, they've got to tell themselves that when Jack Tuttle goes down, or if he takes off and runs, he has got to secure that ball first and foremost. That is the most important thing he has to do. And I don't appreciate the offensive lineman Jack is on the ground and he's getting kicked around. The offensive lineman go pick him up.
Amen.
Help him out.
Yep.
Bring him back to the side and bring him back to the huddle. You defend your quarterback, because this is the guy that's going to help you win the game. So I'm sorry, I went off on the tangent there.
No,
sorry about that,
I
Mike.
agree with you. I noticed that several times on Saturday. You mentioned a minute ago, Jamie, when you saw Donovan Edwards lineup in the starting lineup, we're going to throw the ball. And you also mentioned that Donovan has been running hard. He's been running much better between the tackles, I think, this year.
Yeah.
But the one thing I wonder is, why haven't we used him more in the passing game? As we've seen the last 2 years, it could be because we've had 3 different quarterbacks and no rhythm yet. But wouldn't you like to see him get more involved in the passing game?
I would. I would love to see Donovan. Donovan has great hands, and that is the one thing, the one forte in Donovan's repertoire of things that he does. It's special. I mean, he reminds me of the young man from the Saints. I can't think of his last name.
I know who you mean.
But he's the running back, and he's an athlete out there. That's what you need to be. And Donovan can run, pass. If you think about it, what Donovan can do, Donovan can throw the ball. I mean, he's a threat out on the field. And why not put both Khalil and Donovan on you wouldn't know who's getting the ball. That's what the defense and the defensive coordinator is thinking. Who the hell is going to get the ball? And you use both of them. You use both of them, and don't just bring them in just to show them and then take them out the game. Put them in there. Put Donovan in the slot. Let him play, or spread him out. He can run. Who are you going to take? Who are you going to put on him? A linebacker? You'll get smoked like a pack of cool. You gonna put a safety on him? He's too big. He'll dominate that safety. I mean, look, you can do so many things with these 2 young men. It's ridiculous. It drives me crazy in my head. And I'm not an offensive coordinator. Never said I was. I'm a running back, and I see nothing but great things for these young men, and they could really ignite this offense.
Agreed. This is a topic you know from experience, and I'm sure you remember Bo's lessons on this, and that's the turnovers kill you, especially when you're struggling on offense. Now, the interceptions are one thing we could talk about. They've been bad too, but the fumbles this year, and it seems like in every game, ball security has been an issue. How do you fix that?
You got to work on it every day. You got to practice it every day. You don't want them to think about it, but you got to practice it every day. You got to have guys slapping at the ball on the defensive side, the demonstration team. They got to slap at the ball every time. You got to just keep it in the back of their mind. They've got to keep it front of their mind when they're playing in that game. The ball is important, more important than me. Hold on to that bad boy. This is for me and my teammates. I've got to carry the rock. Or if you do fumble it, you don't deserve to carry the rock. You got to come out. You've got to come out, and we'll get back to you when we can. But you failed. You got to let them know. And I know that we agonize over it. I've been there. I get it, Mike. I know what these young men go through in their heads. It drives you crazy, but it's driving everybody else crazier. You're letting your teammates down if you turn the ball over. You can't do that. No. And it's got to become a major priority in your head.
Well, sticking with the offense for a minute or two more, I don't pay as much attention to receivers when I'm watching the game. I'm more focused on the offensive line. But a lot of people do watch the receivers, in particular the wideouts. And I've heard it said, I know you've heard it said too, their route running is poor. They aren't getting separation, et cetera, et cetera. maybe some of that is true, but the way we're throwing the ball, I don't think really it's fair. How about you?
I don't think it's fair either. And what goes on in practice? We don't know what goes on in practice and how that ball is received. I know they catch them in practice and the different things like that. But again, game speed. I mean, guys are running routes and they're doing what they're doing. How do you make game speed? I mean, the purpose of practice is to run the play continuously to you can run that play in your sleep. You know what I'm saying? That's what practice is all about. But you got to be at game speed. Everybody's got to raise their level of practicing. Everybody's got to raise their level so you get to a certain spot of game speed. And the thing about it is we as a wide receiver, you got to want to do this. It's a want-to thing.
Yeah.
You got to if people are saying you're not getting away, I'm talking about your coaches. Your coaches are saying you're not getting away, you're not making yourself available. Well, damn it, you got to work harder in practice. Whether you got to work by yourself or you got to work with a teammate or you work with the coach, you got to work this out. They wouldn't bring you here if they didn't think you had the skills. They wouldn't put you in the game if they didn't think you had the skills. You got the skills. You just got to show them. Oh, man, I don't never get a ball thrown my way. Work for it. He'll see you open, especially a man experienced as a Jack Tuttle. He proved it in Washington. He'll get the receivers the ball. Everybody says, all we do is throw to the tight ends and the running backs. Guess what? Get open. He'll get it to you. He sees you.
Well, Jamie, we're 7 weeks into this season, and, you never give up. No one gives up. But from your perspective, you've been there. I don't think you ever experienced anything like this. I can say you didn't experience anything like this.
Freshman year, Mike. Freshman year. We went 6-6. Look, we lost our quarterback.
Right. That's when Jim.
I remember
against Michigan State.
When Jim broke his arm.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, that was close. You went through 2 quarterbacks. This has been quite.
Well, Russ Ring and Chris Zerbrough.
Well,
so we had 3 quarterbacks. Yeah. We interchanged with Russ and Chris.
Well, that was a tough year. I remember it well. So, and then ended up playing. That was the year we played Brigham Young when they won the national championship. Right.
Yep.
So it was a memorable year, no doubt about it. But you mentioned at the top of the show, this is a new staff. It's a new team. It really, really is. And here we are coming out of the break last week, and we saw what happened against Illinois. Not what you like coming out of the break, but if you're Sharona and staff, what do you do with this offense to get the most out of it now that you've had 7 weeks?
You got to make it simple. You got to streamline it. I think you need to streamline it more. I think we need to run the damn ball. We got to keep running the ball, and you got to tell this team and. You go into your players and you talk to them. You find out where their heads are, because you know what? These young men that have been here are used to winning all the time.
Yeah,
they know how to win. You just got to appeal to them. I know it's inside your heart. I know it's in your inner. I just need you to bring it out. I need you to explode. I need you to bring it to the top. What can I do? What plays do I need to run with you? You got to make this game, make it part of their game. Bring them together. Kids are different nowadays. It's not the old stodgy Bo Schembechler imploring you, fighting you. No, it is us against them. It's not Bo Schembechler versus George Perlis. It's us against them. I need from you, what is it that and talk to them. Get from them what they think. Each and every play. You get your offensive line coach and you sit there. How's he blocking? How's he coming off the ball? You've got to talk to these young men. Find out. Get information so you can give them information back. Always giving and make adjustments on the field, on the fly, as they call it.
Mm-hmm.
Make adjustments as much as you can. Don't wait till the first half. You've got to make adjustments coming off the field. Every series. And if you get the feedback from the kids and you ask them for their feedback, they'll understand. They get it. He's listening to me now. He's talking to us. We can do this. Don't tell the kids. Ask them. They're the ones that are participating.
Well, you're right. It's a different kind of player these days, but we'd like to see some of those changes evolve on Saturday night against
and
Michigan
that's what
State.
I'm saying. Yeah, I would love to see that. Yeah, I mean, they've been okay. And I said this is a different staff. When he got this staff together, they didn't get a chance to really get to meet these student athletes. They were just thrown in there. Now, mind you, these coaches know these players, but when Jim Harbaugh changed that staff in 2021, he changed that staff. These coaches had a chance. All these coaches had a chance to meet these kids, be with them, put something in front of them, get them to buy into the system. They had to put something together, and it had to be fast. Wink Martindale, this, that. We had a slow process of he can't coach until he's vetted and this and that. It's the world we live in now, Mike.
Yeah.
It's the world we live in. That being said, he's not had an opportunity. He's gotten better. These coaches have gotten to know these players through the season. Now, do what you're seeing on the film. You know the strength of your players. Employ it in them. Tell them here's why we think it's going to work. Again, talk to your players. And these players, hey, you want to win? This is going to work for us. This is how we are going to move along. This is how we can win. This is how we can beat the rest of our schedule. If you do what we say, if you buy into what we say.
Well, you mentioned Wink Martindale just a moment ago, Jamie. The defense on Saturday and really all year has done a good job. There may be some tackling issues in the secondary that have maybe irritated us at times. But for the most part, they have done more than enough to help get W's, haven't they?
They have. They've been there. This team, the defensive line, and I mean the edge rushers, including the defensive tackles. I mean, we are playing. That's our strength, and they get to the ball. And they kept us in games that maybe we really shouldn't have had the opportunity to. Now, we need complementary football. The offense has got to get its stuff together, as they say. We've got to get them some time. When that defense comes out and they play and they're putting in the work, you got to give them some time to get that rest and relaxation. It's 3 and out. That's what they call it. Give me 3 and out, and then the offense, you give me between a 8 to 6 minute drive.
Mm-hmm.
If you can do that, that's complementary football.
Another thing that's part of that complementary football is special teams.
Yeah.
As fans, we usually I don't think, spend much time talking about special teams, even though it is so very important. Kick and punt returns have been okay. Zavada has been a godsend. But Tommy Doman, for reasons I don't understand, has struggled mightily this year. He did not last year. He was outstanding. You couple that with the offense struggling, and then you can't flip the field. That has been a killer so far, hasn't it, Jamie?
No, it has. It has been. And you know what? I don't know what goes through a kicker's head. I don't try to get in there. They need to get somebody in there. And I want to keep this positive, but I mean, that's us missing Greg Harden. Greg Harden was a good talker of people. He knew how to, talk to people, what's going through. We need to find out what's going through Tommy's head. Really. I mean, you've heard Sharon Moore say he does it in practice. He kicks that ball all the way down. He does it in practice. What is going through his head? I mean, Sharon stays with him. Obviously, he's kicking the ball well in practice. He gets in the game. He's got a glitch somewhere. There's something going on in that young man's head.
Yeah, and one of your old coaches, Jerry Hanlon, the great offensive line coach, who also worked with the kickers, he used to say the kickers were like golfers. If you get into a funk, it's hard to get out of that funk, but they probably do need to have someone. You mentioned Greg Harden, but I don't know who is in any way filling that kind of a role with these kids now. But I don't know what you can do when you get into that funk. You were around kickers and punters all of your career, Jamie. What can you do?
They got to get through it. They've got to either they do it and they go through the motions. They got to. It's like you said. It's a funk and it's in your head, and you've got to get out. It's like a golfer hitting a golf ball. You got to work through it, and maybe he needs maybe he works on his routine of how he gets ready for to kick to punt the ball. But you can see they're leaving the confidence in him. They're believing in him, so they're not. I mean, they believe in him, so they keep putting him out on the field.
Yep.
But Mike, I know they're trying to get him to come up with it, where he thinks it's at.
I'm sure they are, and hopefully, no time like Saturday night to get that
exactly
fixed.
Yes.
I mean, we saw him last year, and he was a weapon all 15 games. So you're right. We just have to get him back in that groove. Saturday night. Prime time with the Spartans paying a visit to the big house, and really that's all you need to say. Michigan State, I know it gets your blood boiling. What are your vibes about this matchup with these two teams, Jamie?
Well, it's a team, Michigan State, it's a team that scares me. They have a young quarterback who is getting better each and every week. I've had the opportunity to watch them play because they play night games and they play on Friday night. More than anybody I've ever seen.
That's what they're saying too.
And so, but it gives us an opportunity. Look, it's an opportunity for us to really get one if we play right. We're still the better team. We still have the better athletes. We still can do this, but you got to believe in yourself, and you've got to play 60 minutes. You've got to give 60 minutes of abounded energy. You've got to come and bring the energy because Michigan State's going to bring that energy. Those young men are going to remember what happened last year. They'll bring that down here, 49-0. They remember that. Remember the score.
Oh, yeah.
They know exactly what, and they understand. And this coach, he knows the one thing he needs to do is beat Michigan. We beat Michigan, that's the Super Bowl for us. That's the big game for Michigan State. We have a lot more games ahead of us, but this is the game that we've got to. This is your mid-year exam.
Yes.
This is your opportunity to get back on this horse, to get back and turn this thing around. We've got to turn this thing around. And hey, who better than Michigan State to turn this thing around?
Oh yeah, that would be sweet. Well, final question before we let you get away, Jamie. In your great career at Michigan, you had, just as you said, the 1 year where you maybe experienced something similar to this. But for these kids on this roster, for the most part, they were there for the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Can that help them as a group dig their way out of this struggle?
Yeah. You just got to remember the good thing, the good stuff. Remember how we got here. Remember how we got here. Whether it's the good, the bad, and the ugly, you've got to remember how you got there and what it takes to get there. What it takes to get to winning again. You've got to be hungry. Don't be fooled by those rings. Put those rings away. That don't count. You can you save those when you get my age. I mean, right now you're doing something nobody else, pretty much a lot of other people can't do. Go do it. You're playing for Michigan. For God's sake, you're playing for Michigan. Just go out there and have fun doing it. There's no fun in it. They're pressuring themselves. They're trying to compare themselves to last year's team. Yeah. That's the problem. They need to relax and go have fun and play Michigan football.
Well, they're going to get another chance Saturday night in prime time against those Spartans, and I think every week I've said the same thing. It's an adventure, and it will be an adventure in the big house on Saturday night. So, no better time to get confident, get healthy, and move forward with the W. That would be huge for Coach Sharon Moore and his team. So let's hope it happens. With us today has been Michigan great Jamie Morris, who hosts the M Zone on WTKA Ann Arbor. Weekdays 3 to 6 p.m., Jamie, always a pleasure to have you join us. We appreciate your time on a busy game week schedule and with your show coming up later today, and we look forward to another visit soon.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it.
On Quick Hits today, Sharon said earlier this week, Miles Hinton will be a game-time decision. Will Johnson is still bunged up but expected to play. Jimmy Rolder has been cleared for action too. Other than the usual mid-season bumps and bruises, we're in pretty good shape for Saturday. Here are a few game day notes of interest. Michigan leads the series with 73 wins against 38 losses. There have been 5 ties. The first meeting was on October 12th, 1898 in Ann Arbor, a 39-0 Michigan win. Last year on October 21st in East Lansing, Michigan shut out the Spartans 49-0, the most lopsided victory in series history. The Spartans were 4-8 last year, 2-7 in Big Ten play. Coach Jonathan Smith is in his first year on the job. His overall record in 7 years as a head coach is 38-38. The Spartans are 4-3 coming into Saturday's game. The weatherman says game time temps will hover near 50 with light winds and no rain. So let's face it, based on what we've seen from both teams this year, Saturday's game is a toss-up. Who wants it more? Who turns the ball over? Neither of these teams are prolific in any phase of the game, but it's Michigan State. Both teams will be ready to play, you can rest assured. It very well could be a dogfight decided in the fourth quarter. Not what we expected when this season started. Michigan State is playing with house money this year and should be relaxed and ready to throw everything they have at us. For the Wolverines, can we finally put together an offense that can be effective 4 quarters? We know the defense will do its part. Yes, it's another pivotal game for Sharon and Team 145. Next week, we stay home for a matchup with Oregon, and we know how good they are. We will be back next Tuesday with our Visitors Edition, and then on Thursday with our Michigan Game Day show, so I hope you'll join us. That does it for now. Have a great Wolverine weekend, everyone. I'm your host, Mike Fitzpatrick. Think victory, beat Sparty. Until we meet again, take care, and as always, go blue.
Thanks for joining us today on The Michigan Man, here on Wolverine Sports Radio, a member of the V Sporto Network, and in partnership with SB Nation's Maize and Brew. Our listener lines are open 24/7 for your calls at 313-263-4842. That's 313-263-4842. Or email us at themichiganmanpodcast@yahoo.com. That's themichiganmanpodcast@yahoo.com. The Michigan Man Podcast is produced at the studios of Robin Lynn Productions, Allen Park, Michigan, and is not affiliated with the University of Michigan. Go Blue!